when we ask God to do something new, something fresh, we want to move forward in our lives, it usually comes with a cost. You know, we're always going to get pushback. We're always going to have obstacles. We're going to face fear and doubt and trouble when we lean deeper into Jesus in our lives. Don't fret. It's natural. It's a part of it. You know, when light shines into darkness, darkness has a tendency to push back. Darkness doesn't just take it lying down. Like, darkness pushes back in our lives. When we want more of Jesus in our lives, the world pushes back in our lives. And that's not an excuse not to ask for those things. It's not an excuse not to shine light into darkness. It just means that the light has to have more endurance than darkness does. That we've got to have more endurance in waiting for the Lord than the world has in pushing on us heavily. But I think this is what David's talking about in Psalm 23. That with God, things are good, but if we want to move past where we are now, it usually is accompanied by hardship. But that there's something worth it on the other side. For David in Psalm 23, it's reconciliation with his enemies. To go through this dark valley, to get to the other side, it's reconciliation with people. How many of us would love to have some reconciliation in some of the relationships that we've had that have spoiled over the years? How many of us would want our heads anointed with oil and our cup running over, which means to be blessed, to be called by God? How many of us want that? Or to dwell in the house of the Lord forever? That sounds awesome. Let's do it. But notice he says all of those things come on the other side of a valley. It's like you go from one mountain to another mountain. Well, what's the path you take to get there? It's usually a valley, right? And God, being a good shepherd, he knows the path we got to take to move us from point A to point B, from this mountain to this mountain. Now, I don't believe that God causes the dark valleys, the trouble that besets us. I don't believe that God causes those things, but God knows that those things shape us. And those things are often the path that we take to get from one place to where he is calling us, where there's something new that's going to happen in our lives. But I do believe that God accompanies us on the journey. That God is with us every step of the way, guiding us and protecting us and encouraging us and showing us the way to go.